Hello dear viewers and welcome to our expert talk of a single pair Ethernet system alliance. It's now 2 years that the SPE system alliance exists, an association of technology companies from all over the world, which together drive the development of SPE technology and its implementation in various applications. Today we would like to inform you about the latest SPE developments and our alliance. My name is Niklas Müller and our experts for today are Simon Seereiner from Weidmüller, Verena Neuhaus from Phoenix Contact and Bianca Ulmschneider from Telegärtner. Well, Simon, every big change starts with a vision. What is the vision of a SPE System Alliance?
Well, thank you, Niklas. The Single Pair Ethernet System Alliance is an open association of leading technology companies, and we are sharing the vision of bringing Single Pair Ethernet as a consistent IP-based network into various different markets and various different applications. And by doing this, we now have combined 37 technology-leading companies under one roof. And the good thing is, we're not only connector manufacturers, no, we have expertise from fine manufacturers, from sensor manufacturers, from end users of this technology, for example, device manufacturers in the building as well as the infrastructure market. We have connection technology expertise, we have cable manufacturers, and of course measurement technology partners, for example, with the possibility of integrating now test devices into the overall ecosystem. So in a nutshell, we are a sophisticated group of companies jointly bringing the technology of single pair Ethernet into the market. And as you know, Niklas, single pair Ethernet was originally developed for the automotive, for the in-car communication, providing a lot of benefits there in order to bring all of the different sensors into one common network. But we believe that this technology also provides various different new possibilities, for example, in the building automation. Look, for example, into the smart building of the future. Controlling systems, heating systems, ventilation system, what we call now the HVAC infrastructure, is already communicating with various different bus systems, but needs a consistent communication to the Ethernet network. And we believe that with single pair Ethernet, we can really open the last mile of these devices in order to have a consistent IP-based communication infrastructure for the building automation. Another example, for example, is the process automation, where we see more and more of complex process devices communicating in one consistent network. In the past, we had various different process-oriented field bus protocols, but now, with the development of APL, which is the advanced physical layer, we have a two-wire single-pair Ethernet technology that really creates benefit in order to communicating directly on an IP-based level with the end devices. And last but not least, in the factory automation, we already have various different industrial Ethernet protocols, such as Profinet, Ethernet IP, CC-Link IO Field, and with the ongoing digitalization of our processes, we see a need that the components on the last mile are also integrated into an IP-based infrastructure, and we believe that single pair Ethernet is the key technology to implement devices into what we call an all IP-based network. And this also, well, convinced other organizations, like for example the TIA Spec, which is a US single pair Ethernet organization, to collaborate with us in order to, well, unveil the potential of single pair Ethernet in the building infrastructure, in the automation market, and probably also in many different other applications.
Wow, Simon, that sounds like a wide range of possible applications for SPE. Verena, could you tell us more about the advantages of single pair Ethernet?
Yes, sure. So the dominant topic in recent years has been the IIoT and of course also Industry 4.0. But yeah, what does it mean exactly for single pair Ethernet? This means that more and more network participants in industrial communication networks want to exchange information with one another, and the devices are made intelligent and they are networked with one another. All with the aim of increasing efficiency, reducing cost, and also for sure to save resources. Yeah, and that's exactly where SPE comes in, because it offers a consistent communication protocol from the sensor to the cloud. So yeah, where previously field bus systems have been predominated and gateways have been used, SPE can score with a consistent Ethernet-based communication. In addition, the cabling is simplified. So instead of 8 wires, as you see it here in that picture, only 2 wires are used, which of course also offer advantages in the connection, the bending radius, but also with regard to the installation space. So because SPE clearly also scores with miniaturization, which means that not only smaller connectors, but also smaller devices, for example, in the switch cabinet or also in the field are possible. And last but not least, the new IEEE 802.3 standards also offer other advantages that industry Ethernet could not provide so far. For example, the transmission distance over up to 1000 meters, as you see it in the 10BASE-T1L standard. And with the Poodle standard, the simultaneous power transmission of data and power up to 50 watt is possible. Well, that all offers me very clear advantages also, for example, in the sensor technology, because we have 2 connectors in M12 shape were previously required for data and also for the power supply. Only one M8 connector with single pair Ethernet can be used in the future.
Thank you very much, Verena. Simon, back to you. Speaking of standards, what international standards do exist in the field of connectors? What is the status here?
Well, Nicholas, international standardization is mandatory for a new technology. And as we've heard from Verena, the IEEE has defined already the communication standards for 10 megabit up to 1000 meter, 100 megabit, gigabit, as well as working on new standards for longer distances at high speed 100 megabit Ethernet. But the international standardization of the connector interface is also a very important topic, and this is done by the ISO-IEC under the roof of the specification IEC 63171. And that's basically the specification where all the requirements for the different interfaces and the performance of the interfaces are defined. It now has 7 categories with 7 different mating interfaces. Well, we have to admit number 3 was cancelled right now, but that shows a little bit the broad variety of different connector interfaces that we have already today. Now you might ask the question, why not only having one interface? Well, it's very simple, because the applications are so different that only one interface does not fit for everything. So, for example, we have with the 63171-1 an LC style connector, which is basically focusing on the building infrastructure. With the -2, -4, -5, -6, -7, we have connectors for different applications. And as you can see, that with the various different connectors, we can fulfill various different applications. I would just like to highlight a little bit on the -2 and the -5 connectors, as the Single Pair Ethernet System Alliance members already provide solutions for nearly all of these connectors. But let's take a closer focus on the benefits of the -2 and the -5 connectors. First of all, both norms are mating compatible. It means that you can take an interface from the -2 and plug it into the -5. But on the other side, the biggest advantage of this connector family is the miniaturization. Some people say the RJ45 is too big, and this is why this connector family provides the possibility of reducing the space from a standard RJ45 by nearly 50%. That means that an interface only has half the size of an RJ45, so that in your device you can implement 2 ports instead of 1 into the upcoming generation. And that, of course, increases the amount of ports in your device and decreases the price per port of your device, which is necessary to bring down the cost of the overall network. Another example is the usability of the connectors. So these connectors can be used like you usually know from the RJ45. So you have a locking latch, but it's made out of metal. So it's a very robust connector that can be used in industrial environment, and it's also a very superb shielded connector that you can use it in even more complex industrial application. Speaking about the field, we also provide with the -5 connector a full range of M8 and M12 connectors. And that is beneficial because you just can exchange the interface of your M8 or your M12 device and change it to SPE without changing the housing. And another benefit is that this interface also provides the possibility of having male and female and inner and outer thread that provides the possibility of realizing so-called flying leads, which are very important in robotic applications, just as an example. So in a nutshell, I believe we can really provide you today with a sophisticated portfolio of printed circuit board connectors, IP67 connectors, which add a lot of benefit to your future devices when it comes to the implementation of single pair Ethernet in your application.
Thank you very much, Simon, for the update. And as you mentioned, RJ45 is oversized and impractical for many applications. Ultimately, it is a matter of simply connecting the connector in the field. And how does that work with SPE, Bianca?
Yes, to underline the simplicity of SPE, I would like to take a closer look at one specific product, namely the field attachable connector with IDC connection. So why is a field attachable connector so interesting, especially for single pair Ethernet? I think all of you know in practice the case that the correct length or the correct color of the patch cord is not specified when it is ordered. This is exactly where a field attachable connector comes into use. It can be quickly and flexibly assembled on site. Also, not only stranded cables, but also solid cables can be connected, which is a big advantage compared to many crimp connectors. But of course, the main advantage of SPE is that only 2 wires have to be inserted and connected, which means an enormously short assembly time. I've included a video today, so let's have a look at it and see for yourself the easy assembly. You have to strip the cable, put the shield back, insert the 2 wires, have to close the strain relief, press the half shafts together, and yeah, connector is ready to use. So as you see, really fast and easy. So this is the view on the existing portfolio, which is already available in the market. We were very excited to show you our new product solutions live at SPS in Nuremberg, but yes, due to the cancellation, we would like to use the presentation time today to show you our novelties. So let's have a look what is new in our portfolio. We have developed a hybrid connector variant. The hybrid connector is developed according to the standard IEC 63171-7. The 7 standard is new in the SPE family and focuses on the transmission of data and power via only 1 cable and 1 connector. So a hybrid connector is used when the 50 watt from the Poodle technology Verena already showed you is not sufficient. So the main advantage is that with a hybrid transmission, we can reduce cabling effort as there is no need to connect a second cable and plug for power supply. And due to that, it's possible to reduce the overall system costs. The connector is designed to enable a data transmission up to 1 gigabit per second and a parallel power transmission up to 60 ampere and is available as a M12 version, as you can see here in the slide. Yes, and in addition to the hybrid connector, we are working on further developments in the field of SPE connectivity. And yeah, as you can imagine, the roadmap is still huge. And among other things, we are looking forward to present you soon also for the IP protected area a field attachable connector in M8 design.
Thank you very much, Bianca. Dear viewers, we have now heard a lot about SPE technology, about standardization and its benefits. You are welcome to discuss all these topics in our SPE System Alliance. The Alliance offers a wide range of cooperation opportunities, the development of SPE technology knowledge, a coordinated approach in standardization and user organizations, and a joint marketing.
Well, and if you are as excited in looking into this technology as we were excited presenting it to you, then why not considering visit us on www.singlepairethernet.com. It's just one word. On our website, we provide you with further information, for example, a video about the use cases, white papers, interesting news in and around single pair Ethernet. And if you then probably consider in joining our quick growing alliance, then feel free to contact us and we're more than happy to guide you through the process of becoming a member. Thank you very much, and thank you, my dear colleagues here, for making this video possible. I wish you now a very good time and see you up in one of the next upcoming videos.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.